Hello everyone, Andrew here, and don't mind me, I'm just going through some old photos on my phone here, because it being Halloween has actually made me realize that it has been since 2007 since the last time I wore a Halloween costume, and that costume was actually of the Angry Video Game Nerd, a YouTuber I'm sure everybody is aware of, a very, very famous person, and for myself, people may have noticed that my YouTube career is going absolutely nowhere. I tend to lose more subscribers than I gain, so I thought maybe I need to go back to my old ways, change my way of thinking, and if I'm not a YouTuber with, the fame and fortune I desire, maybe I need to once again take on the costume of one, and I think I know just the person out there right now who I shall become. Hey all, Scott here, and wait a minute, if I'm supposed to be in costume as Scott The Woz, then why did what I just said sound so familiar? Hey all, Scott here. There's something very familiar about that. He stole my intro! Those over 1 million subscribers, those should all be mine! Everybody knows that people only watch Scott The Woz videos to see the intro. Hey all, Scott here. No one watches it for the actual content, they just forget to close the tab afterwards. This is the biggest scandal in YouTube history. Those subscribers should be mine. I know what I'll do. I'll show him. I'll make an even better review than his to show that I have the ability to not just have a great intro, but to also have an incredible review to go along with it. That will get me all of his reviewers and subscribers, and I'm gonna do a review that he couldn't even imagine doing. I'm gonna review video game rooms.
Scott The Woz didn't.
Really? Well, then, another thing I'm looking at right now, I'm gonna review Game & Watches.
Scott The Woz didn't.
Well, maybe we can review Player's Choice Games.
Scott The Woz didn't.
How about the Nintendo Switch, 3 years and 242 days in?
Scott The Woz didn't.
How about game localization?
Scott The Woz didn't.
Okay, well, would you be happy if I took a thing that he'd done before and improve upon it? How about that?
Video games. Most of these things come out of Japan, which means that in order to be sold worldwide, they need to be translated. Nintendo, in order to release everything worldwide simultaneously, just throws a dictionary at the game and BAM! Magically it's translated. However, when Nintendo decides not to localize the game, that's when things get a little bit trickier. Things then fall into the hands of the fans, who will take a game and through their own effort and time, translate it from Japanese into the language that they desire. This means that a team of the most intelligent, professional people must assemble to get this incredible job done.
Alright, so you want to join the team. What are some of the qualifications that you bring to the table? Well, it's funny you should ask. I'm actually proficient in using Google Translate, Bing Translate, Ask Jeeves Translate. I think I made eye contact with a Japanese person once, and just between you and me, I've watched about a bajillion hours of anime. Without paying for it. Congratulations! You made the team! So, when can we expect to see the script by? Script for what?
So it's not actually that simple. A lot of talented people need to come together to make a fan translation work. You need programmers who will figure out how the game works, get the script out of the game, create tools that help edit the script from the game. You need graphic designers who will redraw the various graphics throughout the game from Japanese into the desired language. And of course you need the translators who will look at the script and convert it into another language. Some fan translations, such as Mother 3, of course being a part of the very popular Earthbound series, did not have trouble amassing the people and talent required to create a fan translation. Once it became apparent that Nintendo had no intention of translating the game for themselves, it only made sense that fans would want to take on the job. Another game, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, of course being part of the very popular Ace Attorney or Phoenix Wright series, having a massive fan base out there, it would only make sense that they would come together and translate a game which was not officially localized. Yet Shonen Ashibe Goma-chan no Yuenchi Daiboken somehow still doesn't have a fan translation. See, that's the thing as well, with so many Japanese games out there, there's no way that they could all be officially localized, and there's no way that there's enough fans out there to translate every single one, and even ones that do get started sometimes get stuck in development. After a fan translation is complete, it's put online for free, usually released as a patch, which isn't the full game, but rather just the modified portions of it, which can then be applied to the original Japanese game to translate it into the desired language. This doesn't stop people though from taking these translations, making their own homebrew carts of the games, which they charge money for, and then how much of this money goes back to those who fan translated the game?
What am I, a joke to you?
One problem fan translations face is that because they're not official, they risk being the target of the companies who own the games, even if those companies have no intention of officially localizing the game. The WiiWare Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games released in Japan in 2009 did not receive an official localization. This meant that fans took up the job. However, knowing how strict Nintendo and Game Freak could be, they spent their days hidden underground, constantly worried that they would be sent to Nintendo jail. This meant that finding people to help with the translation was actually very difficult, and also meant that people went one day from wondering when the games would ever be translated or if they would even receive a fan translation, to suddenly playing it the next. Not all projects are so lucky though. So we just received a cease and desist making all the work you did pointless, although looking through the script here, not one your or their is used in a grammatically correct way. What elementary school did you say you dropped out of again? Hey, you can't question my intelligence. I'll have you know that I have a blue check mark on Twitter. Now it's all making sense. Sometimes you do get lucky though, and years after a fan translation is released, a company might actually decide to do their own official translation of it. For those games that don't though, while it might seem that behind the scenes the life of a fan translator is all glamour and glory, there are always bumps and complications along the way, sometimes resulting in fan translations just never being completed. You can know though that once those fan translations are completed, that they were made with love, and all they ask is that you enjoy them, and to respect the series that they came from, and support it whenever possible. There. That'll show Scott The Woz to steal my intro that I've been using since 2011. Not that I have anything against Scott The Woz though. I mean, who could blame him? Who wouldn't want to take after a YouTuber as incredible as myself? And I'm sure it will only be a matter of time now before all of his viewers and subscribers become mine, as they rightfully should be. Now, let's have a look at just how things are doing.